Hello, my name is Stephen Cosby, and I am the director of the film Wonder. My film is about Augie, a little boy who was born with a facial anomaly, causing him to become an outcast and freak, subjecting him to severe bullying. Using my film, I demonstrated how bullying can harm a person and how vital it is to have friends who care for you, and also how they can support you. These two concepts are also representatives of an overall theme of empathy that runs throughout the movie. An excellent example of bullying and prejudice in my film was when Augie overhears Jack gossiping badly about him on Halloween. I compared bullying and prejudice through a variety of narrative and visual conventions in the scene. For example, Augie was in a good mood, as seen by his high-fiving with strangers, having his head held high, and merry music in the background. But when he hears Jack, the music halts and stops. This shows how bullying can have an immediate and harmful influence on someone's feelings. In addition, I decided to have Augie freeze at the doorframe with the camera zooming in on his face, instructing him not to move. This shot shows how Augie was horrified and felt betrayed in the scene because he was in such astonishment that he couldn't move and only freeze, while attempting to absorb what his ex-best friend was saying about him. I chose to position him at the entrance, a distance away from Jack, as a tangible depiction of their broken trust in their relationship, and how they feel separated. This makes us sympathize with Augie, because we all know what it's like to be bullied, let alone by your own best friend. This scene also contains an undertone of empathy, as the viewers are forced to see Augie's discouragement and brokenness, and how the once joyous and eager boy is transformed into a shadow of his former self. This enables the audience to empathize with Augie, since we all know what it's like to be happy and cheerful. And seeing Augie's happiness drain lets the audience recall times when they were upset and when their day was spoiled. In the second scene, I opted to center it around the significance of friendship and compassion. This scene follows Jack and Augie as they explore a forest. But soon a group of teens appear out of nowhere and begin to bully them, and they fight. Something interesting I added before the scene was this frame where Augie's ex-bullies watched him as they left the camp. Not to bully him, more to protect him, since they felt a sense of compassion towards him. Augie's relationship is first revealed with Jack in this scene when they are walking together. They are walking close to each other, indicating how comfortable they are with each other, and there is peaceful bird chirping added in post-production, indicating how they are at peace and are happy. When bullies appear out of nowhere and begin to mock Augie and Jack, the chirping stops, indicating the danger of their situation. However, the first impulse is to protect each other, so I had them grab each other and get close. This depicts their bond and how much they care, since at the first sign of danger, Augie and Jack didn't run, but they actually went to each other, instead of caring for their own safety. I encapsulated them in a low camera angle position in this scenario to make them appear fragile because they were being bullied. However, they still stayed together. When the bullies pushed Jack to the ground, I got Augie to raise his fist and attempt to fight, demonstrating his compassion for Jack, because he knew he had little to no chance against the bullies, but still tried to fight. When the fight begins, the old bullies are fighting to protect Augie and get injured in the process. They continue to fight, demonstrating the compassion for Augie. I chose these two scenes as an example of how empathy is an overarching theme throughout my movie, because each of them show how people are affected by others and how people's emotions change throughout Wonder. The first scene showcased this with Augie being affected by Jack's comments, forcing him to become depressed, and the audience connects with Augie, since everyone knows what it's like to have a relationship and someone that cares for them, and to have that someone you believe that cares for you secretly being a terrible person would be reality shattering. The second scene was based on empathy, more so on how people change because of empathy, with people such as Augie's old bullies connecting with him because they have realized his struggles and understand that it is unfair how they were treating him. A more prevalent example is Jack's and Augie's relationship throughout the entire movie. As Jack began to spend more time with Augie, he realized how Augie was a human and not just a freak. He could empathize with him based on Augie being an outcast, and Jack feels like an outcast for being poor. Everyone can somewhat sympathize.